Hi everyone, this is Sai Prasad, meeting you people regarding hydroboration reaction. It's been a long time since we met. After many calls and mails, I'm doing this videos again. All my videos will be a very short video. Each and every reactions I will take and handle and then I explain the reaction to you. First we are going to see hydroboration reaction. The presentation what I am going to give will be useful for plus 2 students of all the boards, especially for CBSE and Tamil Nadu State Board. So what is the first step? The speciality of this reaction. First we will list out the speciality of this reaction. The speciality of this particular reaction will be, it is a reaction which is going to follow Markov-Karp's rule, undoubtedly. This reaction follows Markov-Karp's rule. But what is the major point in this? This will give you a product which is going to be an anti-Markov-Karp's product. What? A reaction which follows Markov-Karp's rule. Yet it gives you an anti-Markov-Karp's product. Now, what is a Markov-Karp's rule? The question will be like this. People who have already known, please take this as a revision. People who don't know, please take this as the explanation for Markov-Karp's rule. So it's CH3, CH double bond, CH2. So this is an unsymmetrical alkene. So when do you look in? How do you look into the symmetric nature of an alkene? Very, very simple. You just draw a line or have a plane exactly on the double bond. If the units on the same, both the sides are same, then we call it as an alkene. If the units on the double bond on both the sides are different, then we call them as unsymmetrical alkene. So from here, I am placing a plane. You can say on both the sides of the double bond, the groups are not same. One side you have a methylene group, another side you have an ethylene group. So we call this as an unsymmetrical alkene. Markov-Karp's rule states that the negative part of the addendum joins carbon containing least number of hydrogen. So this is Markov-Karp's rule. So when they say least number of hydrogen, what do you mean by the term addendum? The one which is going to get added. So in this case, the addendum is going to be the water molecule. So we are going to use boron or the diborane, and then we will be using the peroxide molecule in the second step. So normally BH3 will be available as B2H6. Since BH3 is going to react, I just wrote it as like that. So during this, the water is going to get added. So our products are going to be two different products, CH3, CH, CH3. That is proton getting added to this carbon. Another case, CH3, CH2, CH2. In another case, the proton is added to this carbon. So when the proton is added to the terminal carbon, automatically the OH will come here. If the proton is added to the middle carbon, the OH will come at the terminal carbon. So this is propane 2-all and this is propane 1-all. Remember, this is Markov-Karp's product and this is anti-Markov-Karp's product, but the major will be anti-Markov-Karp product. Though this particular reaction follows Markov-Karp's rule, you get an anti-Markov-Karp's product. Is that fine? Yes. Now let me go to the mechanism. So how this mechanism is going to work? Very, very simple. Remember, I am not giving the proper mechanism. I am just giving you a simplified mechanism for 11th and for 12th state board, Tamil Nadu State Board and CBSE. So what is the first step? This is my unsymmetrical alkene propene and I am going to add the borane. I'm not going to add B2H6, rather I'm going to take the monomer of it why B2H6, why BH3 cannot exist as such, why it has to get dimerized. There is a concept behind it. If possible, I will explain that in the P block elements. So now I'm going to take the monomer of the diborane, that is BH3. So if I take BH3, I can write like this, BH2H. In this case, the most important thing, this is the negative part of the adenine and this is positive. Here hydrogen is an hydride, so it will have a negative charge. So again, what will happen? This electron will move here while this electron shifts to this carbon. So the product will be CH3, CH. With the new hydrogen, it will get added up over here. And finally, your BH2 will be attached here. This is called as alkyl borane. And if I do the same reaction once again with this, the remaining two hydrogens will also join with it. So I can write 2CH3, CH double bond CH2. That is, there are two more hydrogens in the boron. They will also add up in the similar way. So you get a product like this, CH3, CH2, CH2, 3 times along with borane. So this is called as trialkyl borane. So this is the first step. It is a monoalkyl borane. This is trialkyl borane. No sir, I just want the specific name. Simple. It is N-propyl borane. More specific. Right. Now what is the second step? What is the second step? I added peroxide to it. So let me write the molecule once again. Boron with 3 bonds. Here I am having CH2, CH2, CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3. Now I am adding peroxide. How many molecules of peroxide is the question? I am going to add 3 molecules of peroxide. So I can write the peroxide as HOOH. I can write like that. So what I am going to do, I am going to break the molecule like this. So here one OH, another OH here, another OH here, another OH here, another OH here, another over here. So totally 3 peroxides are added. So I'll get BOH thrice, which is nothing but your boric acid, H3BO. Along with it, you will get a molecule 3 times of CH3, CH2, CH2, OH. So this particular reaction follows Markovnikov's rule, but the major product will be an anti-Markovnikov product called N-propyl alcohol, or you call this as propane 1. Thank you. We will meet soon in another video.